Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Rest Take. Let's get started. So as I do, Mondays are typically reserved for talking about NFL, and then for Tuesday, I go over some college football takeaways and some early predictions for the upcoming week games. So let's get started with my takeaways. I have five. I go over my top 5 takeaways from this past week. Takeaway number 1: top teams get some close calls. So both Alabama, Clemson, and Oklahoma all had close calls with their opponents. While I still have Bama as the favorite right now, although if you're Georgia, you can make the case. Maybe this is more wide open this year than we thought. Maybe like after week 1 or at the beginning of the year. Way number 2: the Big Ten East division is really good. So you take out Indiana, which is 1 and 2, but I think they're still a good quality team. The rest of the teams I've started off 17-1. Penn State made their case to be the best in the division after beating Auburn, Ohio State. We'll see if they can bounce back. Michigan's looked really good. Michigan State's look really good. And then Maryland and Rutgers are both starting off 3-0 even. And those typically the bad teams in the division, so it's just kind of crazy how good the Big Ten East division is. So there will definitely be the Big Ten is definitely good. In fact, this year they might even be competing with the SEC this year as the best team, in my opinion. But we'll see if teams beat each other up. We'll see if that kind of cannibalizes each other or not. Takeaway number 3: Miami is more overrated than USC. So USC's problem and the reason why they're looking for a new coach right now is because they have the talent and they can be a big time opponent sometimes, but they're just too inconsistent. They can win the Rose Bowl, but then get whipped by Stanford at home last week type of thing. But Miami, their problem is they can't beat the big time opponents. They can't even, most of the time they can't even sniff beating the big time opponents. But then also struggle against mediocre teams. So that's their problem. So they can wait till the end of the season, but whether it's now or it's later, Manny Diaz has to be let go, and they need to join USC in the coaching search, and they need to go big or be irrelevant. Number 4: bad day for the ACC and Pac-12 South in general. So the ACC can't afford any more bad days, but they had one. Like I mentioned earlier, Clemson almost got upset by Georgia Tech. Friday, Louisville needed a pick 6 to defend on UCF home. Even the UCF's a respectable G5 programs, and they're about to be Big 12 still. Like a game you should win a little more than by pick 6. And then 15 Virginia Tech lost to unranked West Virginia. 24 Miami got rolled by Michigan State, who's now in the rankings. So yeah, just a bunch of problems there in the Pac-12 South. 13 USA lost at home to Fresno State. Now Fresno State's back at 23rd now. And they gave Oregon right for the money, so they're looking like a legit G5 ownership. Still, you got to beat them, especially the way you started the season. Utah lost on the road to San Diego State in overtime. So now they're 1-2. Look like okay, they're not Pac-12 South contenders anymore. Arizona State lost to a good BYU team. Arizona lost to Northern Arizona. Colorado got stomped by Minnesota. So it's been horrible for Pac-12. Now the Pac-12 better hopes that Oregon runs the table, because if not, they will probably be left out of the playoffs once again. Number 5: the group of 5 respect. Sorry, it's been pretty cool this year to see the G5 teams been balling out so far. Like I predicted, Cincinnati would start off slow against Indiana in the first half and then overcome it when the second half, which they did. And they play Notre Dame in 2 weeks. So while no one in conference play would be ranked for them to be, if they can beat Notre Dame on the road, along with their recent win. I'm not saying you don't have to put them in, and if there's a committee that feels like there's a 4th best team that's crystal clear, then it's fine. But if there's no crystal clear 4th team, then you have to consider Cincinnati at this point. Also, the Mountain West has gotten some clutch wins here. What's crazy is that doesn't include Boise State. so Fresno State, lost only by a touchdown to Oregon, and then they beat 13 UCLA. Nevada beat California on the road. Utah State beat Washington State on the road. San Diego State beat Arizona by 20, and then, like I said recently, just upset Utah at home. So you got the Mountain West balling out there. But don't forget, Coastal Carolina, still good and still relevant. So while, Cincinnati, Coastal Carolina are still the top teams for the G5, it looks like for that auto bid in the Year 6 Bowl, still look like there's a bunch of other teams they're going to be competing against for that New Year's 6 Bowl spot. So respect to the G5s there. So now to go over my top 10 games for this weekend. Newsflash: on paper, not as a lot of good games, but we'll see how it ends up. One is 12 Notre Dame, 3-0 versus 18 Wisconsin 1-1. Now, I'm sorry, apologies beforehand. I still haven't looked up the lines for these games yet, so I can't tell you that beforehand. But I'll still go over my top 3 lines that disagree the most. So we'll see if any of those end up making a cut or not. But if you're looking for a run-heavy type of game here, you come to the right place here. Both teams love to run the ball. What's interesting is that while we know Wisconsin has a good defense, Notre Dame has not shown. I mean, they make some defensive plays and have some good defensive players, but overall as a team, especially compared to last year, they've kind of declined. So it'll be interesting how that goes. But the big interesting thing here is that Jack Cohn, the Notre Dame quarterback, played for Wisconsin for years. So it's going against his old team here. So is that advantage for Jack Cohn or is that advantage for Wisconsin since they know what to get? I'm not sure. What I think will end up happening is I think because Wisconsin knows Jack Cohn, I feel like they can scheme up things better than Jack Cohn can know the team and the defense scheme better type of thing. So because I don't think the Wisconsin defense coordinator was there when Jack Cohn was there. So I feel like that's an advantage for Wisconsin they can use against him. So I feel like Notre Dame's lucky went to close calls for some reason. I feel like that's going to run out here as Wisconsin gets the home win, 20-24. So they went by 4. To 7 Texas A&M 3-0 versus 16 Arkansas 3-0. What's crazy is despite Arkansas being bad for so many years, they always play A&M tough if you look at recent history. So it's a classic battle of a run-heavy offense versus a good run-stopping defense here in A&M. So what's interesting is for A&M, they lost their quarterback, Haynes King, back in that Colorado game 2 weeks ago. The backup quarterback, Zach Casella, was fine. I think obviously against a bad New Mexico team, it looks fine. But I feel like if Arkansas, if they can just stop the run here, then I feel like it'll be a long night for A&M. Now, I'm not sure if I'm buying into the Arkansas hype this year of them being a top 20 team. I doubt it. Because Texas obviously does look like a top 25 team. So other than that, they don't have any impressive wins so far. But despite that, I feel like at home here, I actually feel like this is the game where Arkansas might actually get the upset here. I have them winning by 3, 20-17. 3 Texas Tech 3-0 versus Texas 2-1. So no matter if one of these teams is clear better than the other one, this has always been kind of a good, Texas rivalry here, if you will. And it's usually always shootouts as well. It comes down right to wire. Like last year, the Texas Longhorns needed an onside kick conversion, and then to go to overtime just to beat the Red Raiders. But since this is at home, though, I feel like Texas won. But because they're still kind of figuring things out on offense, I feel like Texas Tech can hang in there. But in the end, I feel like at home, Texas will win by a touchdown, 34-27. For LSU, 2-1 versus Mississippi State 2-1. So this was a classic matchup last year to begin the season. I think this can go either way, in my opinion. I like the fact that Mississippi State's not as physical as UCLA. So therefore, the LSU offense, specifically that wide receiver Keyshawn Boot, who's been really good so far, should be able to score a bunch of points. It's can LSU's defense get the stops necessary? I think since Mississippi State is more predictable, unlike the Bruins or who they play against week 1, I feel like they will play into LSU's favor here. Now, because it's Mississippi, this game would be tough for LSU, but I feel like in the end they'll pull it out here, and I have them winning barely, 31-28. 14 Iowa State 2-1 versus Baylor 3-0. So Baylor has not played anyone good so far this year, so I'm not sure how much they've improved from last year. While home field advantage will certainly help here, I think the experience for Iowa State here will be the deciding factor here. Iowa State, I know wants to be relevant. And if they can't beat their rival Iowa, and then Iowa's a good team, they still can't beat them at home. And then if they go 0-1 and start Big 12 play and start 2 losses, that's not a very good look there. So I have Iowa State winning here, 24-16. 6 West Virginia 2-1 versus 4 Oklahoma 3-0. Honestly, this game shouldn't be close. But it might be, as you saw with Oklahoma last week with Nebraska, it was close. And West Virginia teams, while they're mediocre they usually play teams tough. Under their new culture that's been established since Holgorsen left. So I feel like the Sooners once again win at home, but I don't feel like it'll be exactly easy, walk away easy type of wins. I have Oklahoma winning by 8, 28-20. 7 SMU 3-0 versus TCU 2-0. So again, TCU should win this game, but they can't take SMU lightly here. Despite Shane Buechele leaving for the NFL, They've reloaded a quarterback with Oklahoma transfer Tanner Mordecai. Since TCU's defense is hit and miss sometimes, if they can't stop SMU's offense, it'll be a long night because SMU can score that ball. Um, I think the SMU defense though won't be able to get enough stops. So I feel like TCU will end up winning here at home 33-24. Hey, 24 UCLA 2-1 versus Stanford 2-1. So this game's interesting. While I was hesitant to declare UCLA dark horse playoff contenders or Pac-12 title contenders, it looks like I'm right on that since they lost to Fresno State. Because everyone else is saying, "Oh, you gotta watch them out. They can be a sneaky dark horse." It's like, nope. Um, but what's interesting is that okay, now with that loss to Fresno State, how are they going to bounce back? Are they going to let the loss affect them, or are they going to insert their dominance again and win? I feel like this will once again be a close game, but I feel like UCLA will bounce back after the embarrassing loss and win 35-24. 9. I got Rutgers 3-0 versus 19 Michigan 3-0. So Michigan has definitely gotten the message this year to be relevant, or at least Jim Harbaugh has answered the bell. Not only have they started 3-0 like they should against the opponents they played, but they've been dominant against their opponents. Not, in my opinion, not have making stupid mistakes, which has been prominent in the past. Now Rutgers has also improved under coach Greg Schiano, who in my opinion is the best Rutgers coach in history. I'm glad he's back there because they even started seeing change than last year. And I think they could be competitive for at least the first half, in my opinion. But I feel like Michigan eventually they pull away with like the explosive talent that they appear to have. So I have Michigan winning 34-17. Last but not least, I have 9 Clemson 2-1 versus NC State 2-1. So North Carolina State is, at the beginning of the season appeared to be Clemson's challenger basically within that division, AC Coastal Division. But then I guess Mississippi State and NC State looked pathetic, and the MC lost to Memphis. So it's just like, so not looking good there. The fact that it's at NC State helps them make it be competitive, and since Clemson's not looking as dominant as they always are, I mean, I guess anything can happen. Um, but I feel like in the end, I feel like Clemson will find a way once again to win. I have Clemson winning 24-10. So those are my predictions for this week. Thanks for listening to my podcast today. Please subscribe to my channel to learn about me. Thank you very much. You all have a wonderful day.